One of the big regrets that I have with the path I took with my career choices is that I didn't really think about how I would fit physical activity into my career. Well, you see, as a computer scientist, just about any job I could take will almost guarantee 40 hours of being sitting at a desk in some way, and I really didn't give that consideration when I was going to school. Had I thought about that and what it entailed, I probably would have chosen a different career path, or at least given it more thought on how I would arrange my life overall. To give you an idea, I recently was interviewing for a job at a learning center, and I had a choice between two or three that I could take. And I chose one not based on how much it paid or how much I loved the students, but one of them, the instructors would stand at a whiteboard and write on the board, and that's probably as much physical activity as I could get at any learning center. I've taught at other ones before where I literally sit at a desk for 5-6 hours straight, and there's nothing wrong with that, but then I have to take time out of the rest of my day to get physical activity, and it just doesn't bring very good balance to my life in terms of work-life balance. To give you an idea of work-life balance, what it entails for me, aside from my work, when I do get off work, there are three main things that I like to accomplish. Number one is the physical activity that I just mentioned. Number two is I love any sort of recreational science. I love writing computer games. I love a math problem called Ramsey theory. And more recently, I love to study astronomy. And I study it on Khan Academy. And then when I get the chance to, I look at the objects through a telescope. And I made a video of myself doing that. A video of photographs that I took over the course of 2 years. And okay, that's number two. And number three is I like to go look for my future wife. And I call those the big three in terms of my life when people talk about work-life balance. The problem with the big three is that none of those three have a decent overlap. They are very separate events. Exercise, recreational science, go look for my future wife. Very rarely do I get to combine even two of them. So I was thinking, if I could get most of my physical activity at work, now it's just the big two, and that's a whole lot more manageable in my opinion. And I really gave that a lot of consideration in my recent job application. It's only part-time, I have another job, but I gave it a lot of consideration because of how difficult it can be to accomplish all of my personal goals, if not. And even though it paid a little bit less, I have a lot more time because of it. And that's one thing I really encourage people to think about when they take a job. That's one of the job benefits that's kind of hidden. Nobody will put on a job listing that, oh my God, benefits, you get a lot of physical activity in the job. I think people are starting to wake up to it. It's now easier to get some sort of standing desk. Many years ago when I was working on my PhD, you could ask for one, but you would look so awkward, and people make fun of you. Nowadays people make fun of you if you're not asking for one, it seems like, so that's good. I think in the future, as people wake up to this as a job benefit, the free market will probably do something about it. Any job that requires people to sit at a desk, people might demand better compensation for it, and as a result there might be changes to be made, just like how we now know the risks to a lot of other things in the workplace. If you live in a state that still allows smoking in a restaurant or a bar, people who work in those places, probably the free market's going to pay them more just because of the awareness of the dangers of such, and I hope sitting at a desk will become like that going forward.